welcome to the Regent. My name is Shannon, and I'm so excited to show you the Regent and the community that surrounds it. The great thing about the Regent is we are just nestled in the middle of multiple communities here. Riverview, Brandon, Fish Hawk, Apollo Beach. We're right here in the middle of all of those places. I'm so excited about our community and the things in it. Today we get to meet Coastal Catering with Cheryl and some of the amazing things she does there, as well as Jacob with On the Move Productions. These are people who do things here in our building as well as other places in our community. And the great thing about this show is I can take you from your place there at your home and take you to those places here in the community, and you get to learn about them without ever having to go there. But today you get to see all of those treasures that they hold.
Welcome to On the Move Productions. We're here with Jacob Smeaton of On the Move. Hi, Jacob. Welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Pretty good. And we're here to take a tour around his facility, but first we're going to have him tell us a little bit about his business and how he became On the Move Productions. How long have you been in business?
Sure. A little backstory. My father started this company back in 1995 as strictly a DJ entertainment and event lighting service. So technically I'm a second generation wedding and event professional. I started DJing with him like in 1999, started working in the office, and I finally took the company over in 2009.
Oh, congratulations.
Yep.
How does it feel to be a business owner?
A lot of work, as you know, but it's great. So like I said, we'll continue with the backstory. We started as a DJ service, but literally just like the past 5 years, we've really branched out and rebranded ourselves. So from DJs, which we still have, we have 8, by the way, including 2 bilingual, but we really got into full draping services, event rentals such as Chivari chairs, vintage style furniture, table rentals, chargers, non-floral centerpieces, gold silverware, and more. We do corporate AV, a little bit of everything. So with all that, starting out as music on the move DJs, that didn't really speak to us, what we just do anymore. So we've rebranded to On the Move Productions with all the new services.
What a beautiful growth to have given the business and to have it thriving so big, to be able to make it something that it wasn't before. What your father saw, the vision has now changed. And I know that you have told me in the past that this is something that you plan on leaving as a legacy for your children. Yes. So the growth that you're giving to this venue and to the beautiful facility that you have here is amazing. Now Jacob is one of our favorite vendors that we get to tell all of our guests and clients about. The things that he does inside of our facility is absolutely astounding. I love hearing that Jacob is going to be in-house putting on his productions for our clients or for our guests. One of the things that he specializes in is antique rentals for throne chairs, tables that you have not seen before, like harvest tables, antique pieces that you won't get from any other kind of productions company. It's very beautiful, intricate, eclectic pieces that are going to make your event stand out like none before.
Thank you.
So I know that you say pipe and draping and you're uplighting, but I've seen you do exterior lighting, I've seen you do interior lighting, I've seen you transform rooms in a lot of ways. What is your favorite? What are your favorite things that you get to take part in? Is it weddings, or what is the different things that you actually get excited about?
Weddings are bread and butter. We do everything, but 95% of my business is weddings, and it's the room transformations.
Yeah.
We can take a nice room such as the Regent's Ballroom and completely transform it with pipe and base draping around the room, fantastic ceiling treatments for like a starburst pattern, incorporate string lights into it, intricate design backdrops, weaving, braiding, traditional swag, adding crystal beading, and of course then incorporating the lighting like the uplights, the gobos, pin spotting, the light up centerpieces, maybe even moving water lighting effects on the wall or on the ceiling. It's the transformations that we love to do.
Absolutely. And whenever I saw Jacob, I see him on the counter as the things that he does in our facility. I had no idea until I actually came into his facility here that he was able to offer so many beautiful centerpieces, tablescapes. He has swing sets for brides to be able to take photos with. I mean, there's all kinds of things that he, out of the box, completely unlike anything else that you're going to find in the Tampa area, you'll find right here in Thenodisassa with Jacob of On the Move Productions. And Jacob, I know that whenever I send a bride to you, I have in my head things that I've said to her about the pipe and the draping and about the table and chivalry chairs. What experience is it that you actually give a bride when she comes in the door? How is it that you're able to deliver always exceptional service over and over again?
That's part of what makes On the Move production a little different. We are expanding into a full service event rental company, but not your average one. We are high in quality. So here's a few examples. Like Chivalry chairs. There's plenty of rental companies that have the Chivalry chairs, but we had the most expensive and best Chivalry chairs on the market, such as our monoframe mold Chivalries with a steel core. Much more expensive than the average DJs or the rental companies that they offer. And same thing with the cushions. We only have the nice vinyl upgraded cushions. Same thing with the draping. A lot of draping companies use the basic poly or even like a spandex. We had the nice crushed taffeta. Again, just a more expensive fabric. Everything that we do, we try to make it a better product, and you'll see it at your event.
Oh, absolutely. Every single time that On the Move comes in the room, I don't even have to question whose business card is present. I know for a fact On the Move right whenever I see it. The quality is always exceptional. It's always beautiful, and it's something I'm very proud to offer as one of my preferred vendors, knowing what it is that our brides are going to be receiving from you. It means so much to be able to have such an experience come together so effortlessly and always so seamlessly.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And so tell us a little bit about how you've put together your warehouse. When you have everything come together, I know your showroom floor is very intricately placed, but the organization that I saw in the back of how you put together on such large productions, he has Emmy Award statues that are life size. He has 500 gold Chivalry chairs, 300 white. I mean, he has all these colors and all these things. It's amazing to see what it is. What has helped you put it together, organizing it, with the flow in your mind of who it is that you're going to be catering to in the future? It just seems like a lot.
So we have a 3,000 square foot showroom, and soon as a bride walks in the door, she's going to be inundated with the various options, colors, samples of design, and that's what we want. Because I'm a visual person. I know a lot of people are visual people. So when they actually see the product and what we can do with it, it's going to spark more ideas. So they might see a traditional backdrop with your traditional swag with a silver draping, maybe some crystal beads. Another, we have a nice royal blue with maybe a silver valance, or we have our standard, nice sheer kind of product with a nice warm white string light backdrop.
I love that. I love the twinkle lights behind the sheer, and it's not something that you see often, but it's something that whenever you do see it, you know that there's that extra touch of class. You know that it's just simple and placed elegantly, but again, like I said, seamlessly. Everything is always put together so effortlessly, it seems, and when you walk into the room, it seems like you've been in that room before, or that it's been dressed there forever, and it's something that probably has been put up in the last 10 hours and will be broken down again, and it's up and down and up and down. And I love seeing how all of your productions come together and are put up and then brought back down so carefully. Everything is always cared for very well. So in your showroom floor, I look around and I am just in awe of all the vintage pieces, but you also have intricate pieces that I've never seen before. Mind you, this piece over here to the right of us, it looks like a swing set. Can you tell me what that would be used for?
Sure. We do all types of weddings, various ethnic weddings, Middle Eastern, Indian, Spanish, whatever. So as an example, in our showroom, we have a refurbished gold Indian wedding swing, matching peacock gold chairs, table.
I've never seen anything like it. It's so beautiful, and I know that it'll be a focal point to the room that it's placed in, and that you'll dress it so well all around it. And you'll see it's so beautiful, and everything in his space is all, you can tell the care is there, and then the creativity is there to know that there's going to be more than what the eye has ever seen before offered from him. want to thank you so much for having us out and showing us around and getting to see your beautiful showroom floor. And I want to thank you also for telling us a little bit about your history and how you came about and how you've changed things and melded things into something new and something beautiful. And just from the bottom of our heart, the service that you provide to everyone that we do business with. Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely. And you have a grand opening coming up, so tell us a little bit about that.
Even though we've been in this property for at least a year and a half, we are finally having an open house ribbon cutting on Tuesday, December 3rd from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. with a ribbon cutting at 5 p.m.
Awesome. So I guess we'll bring our cameras out and we'll get to see that.
Great.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, everyone, if you'll tune in next time, you'll get to see us at his grand opening and get to see the ribbon cutting of this beautiful, beautiful showroom floor.
See you then.
It's funny, sometimes I ask myself, why are these people in my life? And that little small voice inside of me says, no. Why are you in theirs? So all of a sudden I have to look at that perspective change the way I think about the situation and not think that the world is attacking me, but maybe I've been placed there for a reason. I'm supposed to see things or do things or just be at times so that maybe something can change, something can transition, or be a placeholder for something that's in need at that time. I have to look at the world a little differently. From my inside out, sometimes is not always the best because everybody's looking back at me for some kind of leadership or guidance or things, that maybe I don't have all the answers for. And the great thing is, I don't have to have all the answers. I don't have to know everything. Thank the heavens that I don't have to know everything, because that gives us opportunity to learn. It gives us opportunity to gather little pieces and parts of the world out there so that we can put those in our toolbox and we can go out into the world and be different and change the world. But the only way to do that is to stop looking at the cycle and continue repeating it, but to then go out into the world and create our own cycle. It's funny, we all can get stopped in one place and not realize it and don't ever grow. But if you want to grow, if you want to do better things, bigger, better, what's my destiny out there in the world? We have to start looking at the perspective of what has changed, what hasn't changed in a while, what is working, what is not working. And we begin to look for the things that we need to change, the things that need to be moved around in our world that's around us. And all of a sudden, we start looking at the gifts inside of us that actually can help that and be a catalyst to that change and to the world making that difference. You were put here to make a difference. You were built for something. You have purpose. And yes, it's going to be the ups and it's going to be the downs. There's going to be the places where we feel like we're nothing and all of a sudden we're failing around every corner. But the funny thing is where there is vision, there is always going to be provision. So look for the provision to provide for the place that you know that you've been placed on this earth to go. Understand that you're going to hit rocks and they're going to be in your shoes and you're going to have to take a rest and sit down every once in a while and get the rocks out of your shoes. And that's all right, because that just means you can put them back on and you can start walking again. But also start gathering those people who are important, because they're placed in your life for a reason, because they have gifting. And the great thing is about those things that are not inside of you, they probably have. So together you make a team. You weren't put on this earth to walk it alone. You weren't put here to not have a team of people to walk with. There'll be moments where you have to walk some pieces and parts alone, but you weren't made for the whole journey by yourself. So start looking for your teammates. Start looking for those people who are put here to coincide and to complement who you are. Because as you walk together we all change the world. It's not something we do on our own. But if we start sitting in a box and only look at what's going wrong, we never see how we can make things right. So look at the people who feed into you. Look at the people who can say things and smile at you and change your perspective for at least the day. Because not every day is going to be perfect, but the people in it can help us get a little closer. So let's change the world by changing our perspective and recognizing those people and things in our life that work together so we can move forward and find the treasures out there that have been set in place from the beginning of time just for us. Because you were put here for a purpose. Let's find it. Let's work together. Let's get there. Let's go on this journey together.
local business that provides catering services to brides, grooms, birthday parties, corporate events, charity galas. They cover the gamut on all of the tastes and all of the needs that we have to fulfill your appetite and the things that you want to make your experience taste delicious. So I have Cheryl, Chuck, and Sandra here today, and they're going to tell us each a little bit about what they do to make the operations of Coastal Catering come about. Chuck, what is it that you do here for Coastal Catering? How do you feel your role?
My role is to make sure that whatever the customer orders, enough product comes in to make sure the portions are correct and the customer is satisfied.
Absolutely wonderful. So I know that you're in charge of the budget here. When a bride comes to you and they say, okay, I want to have filet mignon or beef tips or a carving station, and Cheryl's telling you they want it to taste delicious, how do you reach the goal of their palate and making sure, do you reach out to local produce? Do you have vendors that you have that are favorite of yours for meat selection? What is it that we go to for filling the inventory on the banquet needs?
Well, I can't give out all those secrets, but when
We try.
when I need to make it delicious, that's when I turn to our partner Sandra. And
Absolutely.
Sandra cooks something up in the kitchen or has a recipe, and Sandra takes it from the
So do we
delicious.
follow Sandra's recipes then, or is this a combined effort of recipes? Where do we come up with the coastal recipes?
I'd say it's a combined.
It's a combined, but she's got the culinary background from Italy, and
So tell me then, what is it, Sandra, that you do for Coastal Catering with your palate?
Well, I've been in the food industry business for probably about 25 years, and over the years, just trying different recipes, experimenting on people, getting their input back, and it's just kind of all come together from there.
Absolutely wonderful. So the opinions of the client is where you develop all of the menus that you put together.
Yeah, I'd
You
say
kind of
so.
Is it a seasonal thing? Is it changing? How often do you revamp your menus? And what is it that make your recipes come about? Is it seasonal based on produce? Is it seasonal based on selection? Do you follow cuisine after some kind of? Where do you find your inspiration?
I'd say a lot of it is seasonal. Like right now, it's November,
Sure.
so we're heavily into turkey, ham, the traditional.
Harvest tables.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
With definitely seasonal, especially with vegetables as an example.
Mm-hmm.
We also do monthly specials for our corporate clients, and as an example, the month of May, Cinco de Mayo. So there's always things geared to specific.
To the Latin culture.
Exactly.
Of course, absolutely. We at the Regent get very excited whenever Cheryl tells us, hey, check your email box. We've sent out a new menu for all of our corporate clients. And we always like to look through and find our favorite things. Mashed potatoes are probably one of our favorites from Coastal. And she definitely has some amazing like sirloin tips and things like that that are just amazing. So some of my favorite food definitely comes from Cheryl. And when she comes by the office and does tastings for brides and stuff, we always know we're going to reap the rewards of what she's going to come in and treat everyone with. So tell us a little bit about the business. When did y'all come into business, or how did you come about?
Well, in 2010, Chuck was actually a salesperson at a local purveyor, and Sandra was one of his clients, and she was looking for ways to grow her business. And Chuck asked me if I'd be willing to help her learn the catering side of things, and I fell in love with Sandra.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. So y'all been a team now for 12 years, 10 years?
10 years.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's beautiful. And is it like a family network, or how big is your staff? Like, what is it that you have brought into to making this come and to thrive?
Well, it grew from one driver and a couple of extra people to help us with events, and Sandra and I and her kitchen staff that she had for the restaurant. And now the restaurant is closed and we only do catering, and we have 12 people on staff, and Sandra, Chuck, and I. So
Wow, amazing. So you are not a small business at all. So what would you say a typical day for y'all looks like? Is it a 9 to 5 kind of thing, or what is it, the operations? Where do y'all start and pick up?
it's an as-needed kind of thing. At this time of year, there are a lot of times that we're working early in the morning till, late in the afternoons. But we fortunately now have grown our staff, and because we've grown our staff, they pitch in a lot. it's a one big family.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. The local community appreciates all the service that you do for us on a regular basis, and we appreciate the service that you provide to the local community every single day. And the staff that you have behind you, we get to experience them on a pretty regular basis, and we love when Coastal Catering comes in and takes care of the provisions we need for the events that we have in-house. And so we want to thank you from the community, and thank you from the Regent, and thank you, Coastal Catering. Cheryl, the Regent wants to thank you so much for having us out for your recent ribbon cutting of the Coastal Palms event studio. Tell us a little bit about the studio and how it operates.
Well, in April, we opened Coastal Palms Event Studio and had our ribbon cutting in July. And it's an offset of our Coastal Catering. We hold up to 88 people, and we have pretty much booked out just about every weekend through the end of the year, thank goodness.
Wonderful.
We have beautiful epoxy flooring.
Nice.
We have pipe and drape opportunities. We provide the food as well, or we allow our clients to bring in their own food. We have round tables, rectangular tables. We can do as much or as little as the client would like, from just the event space to doing the full setup, breakdown, providing the food, providing the decor, and everything they would need for their special occasion.
And you said the occupancy was how many?
88.
88, so you could fit a really large party in here. I look forward to being invited to one of those, and I can't wait to see you and maybe you.
So Brittany, I'd like to invite you to behind the scenes and give you an idea of how the operation works and meet our family.
Oh, I can't wait.
We purchase chicken breasts, random chicken breasts, fresh product. So our chicken isn't a prepackaged frozen item that comes in from a vendor. We purchase it from our vendor and we trim off the fat, the pieces. We season it, bake it in the oven for a little bit, and it's part of how we prepare chicken meals. A lot of them have different sauces on it, but this is a way that we prep for the end product. This time of the year, we have a lot of people ordering holiday meals, which consists of ham, spiral ham and turkey, stuffing, gravy, green beans, and all the fixings. So we've actually today cooked a lot of turkeys, turkey breast. It's a combo, dark meat and white meat. And then we actually will take the netting off, slice it on our slicer, and it's portioned out for our customers that order. So everything's quality control. Here, roast beef melts. We are preparing for this evening. We have a delivery for a corporate client. Wonderful roast beef with cheese, onions, and it goes on an onion roll. It's delicious, and that's sent out basically like that, delivered to the customer.
Deliveries for tomorrow. We set them up for the next day in the afternoon. Once we get all of our lunches out the door, we set up our new lunches for the next day. All the paper products, any small items that are dry stock, things like that, we go ahead and put in so they're all set and ready. And then tomorrow morning they'll prepare all the food and send it out in the vans for delivery.
Sometimes the community is outside of your door, and sometimes the community is right around you in your surroundings. We've got to find those places and things inside of us and be able to mash them together and mesh them and make them work. We together as a community can make the world a better place. And the great thing is that we're meeting pieces and parts of that community and bringing them in so that we can recognize their gifts to mix with our gifts so that we can move forward and do great things. I'm so excited that you came to At the Regent by Shannon today and that you've joined us and you've went on this adventure. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Talk to us, come online, go to our social media pages, tell us what you think. I'm so excited that you're part of my journey and the journey here at the Regent.